Todd here. So we're out at the racetrack out here today. Going to be riding some supermoto bikes on the track. I've never ridden a supermoto bike before. Used to race motocross years ago. So this is going to be a new experience, but trying out the new AVATA 2 today. Going to work with this, see how it works. I'm new to the FPV drone thing, so I'm going to see if I like it or not, and we'll get some bikes out and start riding. Got a whole bunch of gear too. Got my favorite lens, my 200-1/8, ready to roll on the R5. Got a couple of, got my C70s, a couple of them here. So we're gonna get a lot of different footage, and I guess the AVATA 2. So I'm geared up, ready to go, camera-wise. And I got to get geared up with leathers and everything else before I start riding too. But we've got some things to get ready, bikes to get ready and everything first.
We'll give Todd the up and down. There we go, there's the boots. And then back up.
Geared up and ready to go.
He's ready to go.
That is such a blast out there. Feeling more and more comfortable after each lap. Having way too much fun out here today. Got to get a few more drone footage and get off the bike a little bit more. Alright, they're going out. We're going to FPV with the AVATA now, which is right where to go. Somewhere over here. We're going to go with that. We're going to shoot some of that, test this thing out a little bit more. See what we get. How high am I, Gary?
You're about 6 feet right now.
Okay, so I'll probably be over there again. Huge learning curve with this thing to be able to move that dot and move your hand and not move your body. So first time using this thing, the FPV is different. That's to say the least. I'm getting used to it though, and I'm trying to get my camera to turn. There we go. Okay, let me bring it home. Where is it? There we go. It's coming home. So this thing's a blast. I'm using this controller. I have the other controller as well, but I'm giving this a try right now. I don't really know. I've got to watch my distance off the ground. I bring myself too low to the ground, and then I don't want to run into these guys out there racing. It is really cool though. I don't know, when you're looking through the goggles, it looks like I'm uneven, and I've got it on the horizon correct, or keeping it still, rock steady, or whatever that thing is. Still working through all the controls on this, and up on the helmet, the goggles I mean, on how it works. So the jury's still out on it. I am having a lot of fun with it, however. As far as client work, I don't know quite yet on how I'm going to like it. But for this, it's a lot of fun. I don't know how great the footage is yet, but it seems to be working good. And I gotta play with it more to know all the controls and what buttons are doing what and everything else. I really don't like where this record button is. I haven't quite gotten my hand right to where the record button is. I keep having to lift the goggles up to find where that record button is. I wish it was more up on top where the other buttons are, at least off to the side right here or something, so I'd have all three and not have to use another finger, but that's a small little thing. But it's my turn to get back out on the track, so I've got to get suited up and head back out. Okay, we've got to thank John for a fantastic day. It was great being out here. Really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you coming out. It's something I enjoy doing, and man, I love to have somebody who likes it too. It's a lot of fun.
It was
having
a
somebody
blast.
else watching you go out there and learn it, and it was a blast for me.
It was a blast. I really enjoyed it. We had a great day.
Cool.
So that was a fun day out at the track. Been playing with this AVATA 2 a little bit more since then. I've done a couple different architectural jobs flying this thing for that. I don't know if I like it for that. My other drone that I crashed, and kind of the reason I bought this one, I liked better, which it wasn't an FPV drone. It was the Mini 2 Pro. I can't even remember what it was now, but it was a Mini, which was great for travel, and I really like that, because this doesn't really get as compact as the Mini did. Mini 2S, I don't have it with me because it's obviously broken because I crashed it into a tree. But yeah, I'm getting a little more comfortable with this. I'm still trying to figure everything out, and being new to the FPV thing, it's a little strange, and knowing how high I am off the ground, which was really interesting when I was at the track following the guys around on the bikes, is that I got really low to the ground when I was using this, and the pointer thing was interesting. But I've got, and I even bought the other controller so I'd feel a little more comfortable, like old school, with that for this thing. But I'm feeling like I like this better at this point. I feel like I have more control of where I'm going with this. I don't know. I'm still messing around, and I'm not loving this thing yet. It's fun, but as a practical use for what I do, advertising stuff, I just don't know yet. But I'm going to fly it over this canyon, which is right outside our condo where we're on a little vacation over in Central Oregon. So I'm going to do a little more flying here. Hopefully I don't crash it into a tree or anything. But get a little more test of this, and look at the inside the goggles. It says it can record in there. So I'm going to try that. I'm learning a little bit more. And I've got it on Horizon. I think it was Horizon Steady, which is kind of a weird thing when you have the goggles on, and it looks like when I was shooting this architectural stuff in the goggles, the drone is moving. You see what it's doing, but yet when you pull out the imagery, the files, it's nice and steady, and the Horizon Steady. So it's a little bit was concerning for me when I was shooting, that everything was just all rocking. I'm going, this footage is terrible. But then when I downloaded it, it looked great. So still learning. The Horizon Steady seems to be a cool thing though. But anyway, I'm going to give this thing some, get out there and fly this guy. Ready to rock and roll. The other thing I'm not too comfortable with yet is landing it when I'm wearing the goggles. I always have to take them off to see where I'm at to bring it home. Overall, it's a first time FPV flyer. I guess it's not my first time now because I've been doing it a while, a few days anyway. Getting the hang of it, starting to really like it. Getting more comfortable flying near things or through things. I'm not quite comfortable to fly through things yet, but looking forward to doing that. But overall, I'm a little more comfortable with it now and liking it way better than when I first got it. When I first got it, I wasn't happy with the purchase at all, but now I'm really getting used to this guy and more comfortable with the hand movements and gestures. There's still more things in the goggles that I've got to figure out on, you know, what modes I like and all that kind of stuff. In the Horizon Steady, I do like that. So I guess in conclusion, this thing has been a little bit of a learning curve, figuring out which remote I like best with it. Still leaning towards this because I am still kind of a beginner with this thing. Getting better at it, liking the little target that you see out in the goggles, and getting used to not seeing the drone visually and moving it around, but just driving it with the dot and seeing what it sees. I've played with this a little bit, like it. I'm glad I bought it too, so I have the option, and it's good to have somebody standing next to me. Like when I was out at the racetrack, I had somebody tell me how high I was, so I wasn't going to run into any of the guys on the bikes. So overall, first impression, I wasn't very happy with the purchase. It just seemed wobbly, but now I really kind of like it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know yet if it's going to be something. I think I'm going to buy a different drone when I need to do more architectural stuff, which I don't do a ton of. But and in some of the videos I shoot, I do I do add some drone footage into that. Not a ton, so I'm not going to buy the top end DJI drone because I just don't need it. So probably the Mini 3 is probably what I'm going to buy next. So I've got this, the AVATA 2, and that, and then I figure I'd be totally set with my drone needs for what I do at this point. But anyway, yeah, I'd recommend getting this thing, and I'm starting to have a lot more fun with it. So appreciate you watching as always, and until next time, I'm out. I gotta get back to vacationing.